Yo, what is good, YouTube? You know who it is. It's your boy Golden Child, back with another video on this GFD YouTube Beats channel. I just got back from school. It is literally 12:30 because I have half days. So if it looks like I'm tired, it's because I am. But we're just gonna get right into this one. This is just gonna be a 808 tutorial, something I wish I had. So I'm gonna be showing you guys some tips and tricks on just, how to make your 808s a little more interesting instead of, really basic. So let's get right into this one. Alright, so I already went ahead and threw in a MIDI snare pattern, hi-hat pattern, open hat pattern, a vox and a kick, just like basic components of a beat. Didn't really do anything to them. I mixed them in here a little bit. I didn't do anything special just to get ready for this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys how I did this. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this pattern so you guys can hear it without the 808. Alright, so there's that. And what we're basically gonna do, go ahead into the piano roll, the 808. Actually, no, before you do that, click on this. I always turn off loop points, and the reason I turn off loop points is because what loop points actually does, it's whenever you stretch it, it plays it multiple times. And I always stretch out my 808s so that I can just see how long I'm actually playing the 808. So whenever you do that, it doesn't cut itself. So to cut it, this is where I go to the envelope tool, and I turn the attack down, the hold all the way up, decay down, sustain down, and release. After that, you want to go ahead and hit Control E. Control E will take you into Edison, and this is to find the pitch of the 808. Go and hit this flag tool, go down to detect pitch regions, and this will show you what key the 808 is in. So it's in the key of C. So check here. If it's in the key of C, you're good. If it was in any other key, I know a lot of them are in D, sometimes F. You just right click on whatever note it's on, or not right, yeah, right click, and that'll put the key of whatever it is in. But since this is in the key of C, we're gonna go ahead and keep it on C. So go ahead and exit out. We're not using that anymore. Copy the kick pattern and paste it into the 808. So go to the end, click a note, hit Control A, Control L to look out of the notes, and then Control D to let them go, or to deselect. And now we're just gonna take these and put them in a higher octave, just so we can hear the tone of it. And you always want to put them in a higher octave because you want to know what it's really gonna sound like when you put it back down low. So we're gonna use the bass notes of the melody that we had, and so it's F sharp, F into a B flat, F sharp, F into a B flat. Pitch this down to an F sharp. The next one was F, and then the next one was a B flat. So alright, so that sounds good at where it's at. Sometimes you wanna make sure you really listen, because a lot of times you can go with the bass notes, but sometimes you don't always want to go with the bass notes because you hear something different and it sounds a lot better. So for this, we're gonna go with the bass notes. Go ahead and pitch it down to an octave where it sounds nice. Alright, and you always want to make sure you have the right octaves of everything, because there's an octave too low. So once you get near the 4s, it's getting really hard to hear these. So I'm in the 3s right now, and it's already hard. The C4 was actually kind of hard to hear, honestly. but you want to make sure that everything you have is you're able to hear it clearly. So that's the way that is. So now we're just gonna spice this up a little bit. So, and what you basically want to do is, like, little notes like these, you can just pitch up an octave. To basically slide your note is double click on the note. It's on my other monitor, so I'm sorry about that. Bring it over here. Anyways, you click this little tool right here, and in the top left hand corner right here, you can see whenever you go over it, it says slide. So click on that, accept, and then when you hear it, and you can hear it slide. And from there, honestly, that's it. Everything's down to your creativity. So once you come up with what you really want, it's all up to you on how you want to do this. So you can come up with different kind of slides. I usually do a return slide, so I'll have a slide up here, and then I'll have a slide back. So then it'll go up, but then it'll also come back down. So you can put as many slides in this as you want. You just want to keep it, you want to keep it simple but spicy, if you know what I mean. Alright, so now that the 808 pattern is done, complete how I like it and how I want it, I'm gonna actually show you guys how to mix this into the track. If you guys are trying to give it a nice clean mix. So let me go ahead and make this a whole different color, because you know how I feel about colors. Go ahead and make this, I guess we'll go with that color. We're gonna go ahead and take the kick and sidechain it. So what sidechaining is, it just moves the 808 out the way whenever you use it. So come over here, go to limiter, over to this comp, right click, go down the kick, bring the threshold down, bring the knee all the way up, and go to ratio about 2 to 1. You can see that in the top left hand corner over here. And so what you want to do is listen for it. So what this basically does is moves, like I said, it moves the 808 out the way once the kick hits. So like if I pull it all the way down, as you can hear, the 808 is ducking. So that's basically what it does. So you want to pull the threshold to where you have to listen to it personally, and you can feel comfortable saying that you like it like that, like it's not too much. So I think it's good right there. And also in the effects track, you can throw some distortion. You can throw in fruity fast distort. I always go down to some oomph, just because I like that preset. And then I use a sub bus to pull it to where I like it. And then in the mixer, you actually just want to pull it below the this kick. You always want to be below the kick, unless you're going for a very 808 driven song. And then you also want to EQ it just a little bit if you want it to be perfect. So go ahead and solo this real quick. Turn this off. Okay, so you can have to scroll these down with the mouse wheel, or you can just click and pull down, and it'll bring it to its narrowest, and you pull it to where you feel like it's starting to break out some of the sound, and then you pull it back to when you hear the sound perfectly again. It gets rid of this low end, this muddy end, and then if you really want to add some power to it, pull this up over here. Also come over here, do the same on the high end. And if you really want to bring the distortion out of it, you can also give it some high end. And that's basically how you EQ it, and throwing everything all together again. And that's basically it for the video, guys. That's how you spice up your 808s, a little 808 tutorial. Make sure you guys subscribe, comment, like, turn on that bell notification when you subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at @theofficial_GC and on Snapchat at KJoshua32. And I'll see you guys in the next video. So peace.